In today's video, we're checking out the Fender Player II Stratocaster in this beautiful white. I think it looks really stunning. Let us know what you think of that. A massive thanks to Sky Music for the loan of this. This video is not sponsored. I got to take this back. No money's changed hands. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you can, leave a thumbs up. I'm going to run you through how this sounds in the context of a jam track, and then we'll get over to some isolated tones. Here we go. Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. You're listening to the tones of the Fender Player II Stratocaster in this beautiful polar white. It really does look like $1,000,000. I love the black pickguard. I love the color of the pickup covers and controls here. And the white on the body here looks absolutely stunning. If you know the channel, you know I'm a big fan of white Strats. I own one, and I've owned probably 2 or 3 over the years. So yeah, visually, this is really nice. We get a 3 single coil pickup design, the in-between positions of both neck and middle and bridge, and noise cancelling or hum cancelling. So that's great if you get in a situation where there's some buzz. You can always get into position 2 or position 4. A couple of the main upgrades over the prior generation is we now have rolled fretboard edges, which just enhances the playing experience to some extent. It doesn't make a world of difference, but it's definitely nice and it's a welcomed addition. Additionally, we now get a set of classic gear tuners. The string goes in this way, much like it does on vintage tuners. And here's the back of the headstock right here. We get a modern C maple neck with this satin finish. The satin finish, as always, feels really premium. There's no need to sand this. It's not sticky or anything like that whatsoever. The fretboard on this is rosewood, but if you like, you can also get it with a maple fretboard in a range of different colors. We get a 2-point floating tremolo system over here. Now, I've got a bit to say about this system. I would love to see Fender just make some adjustments. So if you're getting one of these straight out of a box, for example, or off a wall, you're not going to have as many tuning instability issues, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Now, if you're a seasoned player and you know how to set up a guitar, this isn't a problem, but I've had some pretty big tuning issues with this just here at the house shooting this video. Stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to give you my pros and cons about this guitar and whether you should upgrade if you've got the prior version. All right, let's get into it. What I'm going to do to kick things off is just cycle through each of the pickup combinations clean with some basic chords so you can get a good sense of how the guitar sounds. This is my PV Classic 50 on the clean channel. So let's know what you think of those clean tones. I try my best to play basically the same thing a few times in a row. Now what we're going to do is stay on bridge pickup and we'll take a look at the tone control. Here we go. The tone control on this guitar, along with the volume control as well, feel a lot more aggressive. I think they might have changed pots for us lefties. So if you're a righty, odds are the tape has always been the same. Lucky you. If you're a lefty, you know what I'm talking about. So basically now I don't have to turn it most of the way down for it to kick in. So it's doing a really great job. Sticking with that beautiful clean tone, I'm going to cycle through each of the pickups again with some different playing. So let's give this a shot, starting on the neck pickup. Bridge pickups definitely got a lot of snap. Up next, we're going to cycle through each of the pickups on the dirty channel now of the Marshall DSL 40CR drive channel. So this is the crunch tone, starting on the bridge pickup. And again, I'll try and play the same thing so you can get a good sense of what's going on. I mean, they all sound pretty great to my ear with the exception of neck and middle, which is just a little bit too sort of wound out on the high end for me, but that other position of bridge and middle sounds awesome. That's great. Let's take a look at the volume control on this guitar. I'm very impressed at how easy it is to get a nice clean tone even with some drive. So this is bridge and middle pickups together with the volume control most of the way down. So yeah, if you like to work your volume control, this does a really great job. And lastly, now with the gain cranked, I'm going to cycle through each of the pickups. Just know this will buzz a bit in here because I've got a lot of lights and it's got nothing to do with the guitar other than they're single coil pickups. But when we get into both these pickups or these pickups together, it cancels the buzz, which is awesome. So you got, what do they call it? A jail-free card, basically. Here we go. As you can hear, it's got a lot of buzz. That volume control has impressed me to no end. Let us know what you think. All right, let's wrap this up. I'm going to give you my final thoughts, or first impressions, final thoughts on the Player II Stratocaster. Now, this polar white and the whole aesthetic of this is awesome. It looks really cool. Now, it's not just about how it looks, although some people will disagree. It's about the tones. These pickups are great. Like the prior guitars and the ones before those and the Made in Mexico standard series from years ago, they've always been loaded with really usable pickups. And this is no exception. I also love the fact that those in-between positions are hum cancelling, so they sound really nice. Maybe the only position that doesn't quite give you enough tops is neck and middle pickups together. But if you EQ your amp for that particular sound, if that's your favorite, then it's going to sound fine. But I kind of EQ my amp for neck and bridge pickup, and then, yeah, you kind of need a little bit more tops, at least with the setup of these pickups, just for that dual position. But if you play clean, it sounds great. It's got a really nice sort of round sound to it. But bridge and middle pickups together really sings, and that middle pickup on its own I thought was maybe the star of the show in some ways. It was really cool. Now let's talk about who this Player II is for and whether or not I would recommend it if you've already got a Strat. So if you're coming from the original Player Strat, it's probably not worth the upgrade. These sort of minor changes and aesthetics don't really make it like a much better guitar. It's great like the prior one. So if you've already got one of these, there'd be no reason to really upgrade unless you're looking at it from more of a visual sort of point of view. But yeah, if you don't already have a Strat, this is a great option. Now let's talk about maybe the two minor nitpicks. So the tuning stability on this hasn't been great, and that's because of this floating tremolo. I really wish Fender would give you an option to have this maybe hardtailed down to a point, and then if you want to use the tremolo arm, you can still use it, but you'd be sort of pulling the trem up rather than have it floating. So my suggestion would be, if you get this, add an extra spring to the back cavity here, tighten it up, and you'll be in business. Now, that's an easy fix if you know what you're doing, but if you're a beginner, this is just something to be aware of. At the end of the day, I think this is a really great looking guitar, and here's mine for reference. This is an American original 50 Strat loaded with lace sensor gold pickups. And yeah, I think this looks very close to as premium as this, minus obviously the differences in the materials used here. But yeah, it's a great guitar. Let us know what you think. Thanks again for watching. My name's Shane, and I will catch you on the next one. See ya.